People who cut off their family, what did they to you? It was the summer I turned 15. My dad had been laid off in May. Mom lost her job a few weeks later when the small clothing shop she worked at shut down. Just bad timing. No safety net, no savings. We were broke, in the real sense of the word. Not we can't go on vacation this year broke. I mean, there's no food in the fridge and the landlord is calling every day broke. I didn't understand the full weight of it at the time, but I knew something was wrong when we had rice 3 nights in a row and Mom cried quietly in the laundry room thinking I couldn't hear. My parents did their best to shield me from it, but there's only so much you can hide in a small apartment when bills are piling up and the electricity gets cut for a day. Eventually, Mom swallowed her pride and called her older sister, my Aunt Teresa, the rich one. Big house in the suburbs, new SUV every 3 years, kitchen island the size of our entire living room. Her husband owned something in finance, and they hosted Christmas dinner every year like they were auditioning for a spread in town country. Mom asked if they could help with food. Not money, just food. Something to get us through the week until unemployment came through or something turned up. I didn't hear the full conversation, but I heard enough to know she said yes, that we were going over the next morning. When we got there, I stayed in the car reading. I figured Mom would just go in, collect whatever groceries they were offering, and we'd be on our way. She was inside for 2 hours. When she came out, her face was flushed. Not from heat, but shame. She didn't say a word, just carried a couple of plastic bags and one of those giant foil trays, like the kind you use for catered food. She got in the car and we drove off. She didn't speak until we were almost home. She made me clean the bathrooms. I thought I misheard. What? She said she was happy to help, but she wanted to make it even, so I wouldn't feel awkward about taking anything. So she handed me gloves and told me to clean the upstairs bathrooms. Said it was just like old times when we were kids. My mother, who used to sew clothes for me when I was little, who held down 2 jobs when my dad broke his leg and couldn't work for months, who never asked for help from anyone, ever, on her knees scrubbing someone else's toilet for a bag of groceries. She didn't even let me take the stuff from the pantry, said she didn't want to mess up her meal plan. So she gave me leftover pasta from last night, some roasted vegetables, and then half a sack of potatoes and oil. That's it. I didn't know what to say. I just stared out the window and held on to the sick, hot feeling building in my stomach. That night, Mom didn't eat dinner. Said she wasn't hungry. Dad asked how it went. She just nodded and said, it was fine. I didn't tell him what really happened. From that day on, I pretended they didn't exist. Teresa and her smug country club smile, her carefully curated house, her passive-aggressive pity. Every Christmas after that, every family gathering, I made excuses not to go. My parents didn't push. I think Mom understood. When I turned 18, I moved out and cut off contact for good. No drama, no big blowout, just silence. I stopped replying to texts, blocked numbers, removed people on social media. I haven't seen or spoken to that side of the family in over a decade. Every once in a while, I hear updates from a cousin. Teresa had hip surgery. Her husband opened another investment firm. They bought a vacation home. Good for them. My mom and dad eventually got back on their feet. It took a couple of years. Mom found a part-time job that turned into a full-time one. Dad started working construction again. Things never got fancy, but they got stable. And we were okay. But I'll never forget the look on my mother's face that day. Not the shame of being poor, but the humiliation of asking for help and being treated like a beggar, like a servant. Some families break over loud, violent arguments. Ours broke in a marble bathroom in the suburbs, over a toilet brush and a tray of cold leftovers.